Well, it's a pretty horrific and sad time for Sweden. Of course, we've seen government deploy the military to try and combat criminal gang violence. You saw in Brussels two Swedish football fans shot dead by a terrorist. And you've actually had the British authorities warn of possible attacks in Sweden. And you've now had a top advisor in Sweden. This is Henrik Landerholm speaking to The Times, saying that Sweden actually faces its worst security crisis since 1945, threatened on three fronts now: by Russia, by Islamist terrorism, and by this horrific gang violence. And you see there in September, 11 murders involving guns in Sweden, a monthly record that leaves Stockholm now with a per capita rate of shootings roughly 30 times higher than London. And Landerholm there quote is saying, "I would say the situation is serious, even very serious. The amount of challenges occurring at the same time is the greatest, I would say, at least since the Second World War." And highlighting these deprived suburbs of large cities where you've got this horrific violence, a recruiting ground for Islamist groups and armed criminal gangs. And it's led to a situation now where you've actually had the Swedish security services rejecting record number of naturalizations, preventing 600 people, a record number, from obtaining Swedish citizenship. That's a 308% increase compared to 2019. And you've had politicians across the political spectrum there in Sweden arguing in favour of lowering the hurdles for revoking Swedish residence permits and denying Swedish citizenship. Quoted that group of MPs as saying, "Anyone who can be assumed to conduct activities with links to terrorism or state-controlled corporate espionage should not only be denied Swedish citizenship, but also be able to lose their residence permit." So as I said, worrying times for the Swedish authorities, having to deal with a horrific wave of violence across the country. As ever, I will keep bringing you all the latest on this and more, guys. Thanks so much for watching.